Hey, good day, and welcome to Norwegian Black Metal Review. Now, I know that I'm not the only one saying that Norwegian black metal hasn't really been the same kind of a thing what it was back in the 90s. I mean, throughout the 2000 something, Norwegian black metal has been, let's be honest about it, in decline. However, there are some bands that are able to just rise up from that gray dirt and do something really, really good and worthwhile. One of those is the band what I'm reviewing here today called Varde. Varde is a new band, well, relatively new one. And this is the new album that just came out in late November 2020, released by Norway from Sweden. Let's just take a look at this fine cardboard digipack. Why I especially say cardboard digipack, I mean, come on, they are cardboard usual. And damn, this is stuck here. Oh, finally. Is that this is even more kind of a classic cardboard, you know, not glossy cover or anything, but more like, I don't know how to say this, something earthly feeling. Anyway, this is very plain CD tray with the lineup here. These guys have gone to the woods and forgotten all their classic corpse paints and the rest. No band shirts, just, you know, going casual in the wood. And Fedraminne, it's the name of the album. All here nicely laid out in a rather down-to-earth feeling. Like I said, there is very much kind of a earthly feeling with this one, and it really fits the mood of this album. Now, as I was listening to this one yesterday a few times, it was snowing, and it felt so nice, you know, to kind of like complement this album even further. The music, the natric element, and yeah, this is not your typical Norwegian band singing about Satan and darkness and all that stuff, but really closer to themes of nature and I guess national romanticism, like it is mentioned on the band's Metal Archive site. And in case you're wondering, this is the debut album by the band. Let's take a look at the Metal Archive site. So, founded in 2017, and this boasts featuring former members of Svarte, Norway, and Dødsheim Guard. Now, this may sound like a supergroup, but if you take a closer look at the members list, you will see that, for example, Dødsheim Guard is a live member. And while these other bands are here mentioned, it's not like Svarte or even Norway is, you know, they're not big bands, so you really can't compare these to be some of those bands which actually feature members with multiple releases and having big bands. Not that it matters, but some people are interested in that, so I wanted to just mention before somebody is going to get stuck with the idea. So only singles and one EP out prior to this one. Fedraminne is 2020 release, and it's almost 1 hour full length album. Now, albums with a lot of length have usually, or say quite commonly, this problem that they tend to have these over-lengthy songwriting and compositions which never seem to end. I mean, they kind of don't know when to quit, you know, while you're winning. And you just keep expanding the songs, and then you end up like, okay guys, I've heard it, everything, by 5 minutes, why don't you quit it? And they're like, no, there's like 10 minutes more. Luckily, Varde is not exactly one of those bands. I mean, they have lengthy tracks here, as you can see, almost 13 minutes and 10 minutes, 9 minutes, but a little bit shorter ones as well. But what matters more than the length is that this album is filled with lots of interesting riffs, and even more so, even sometimes when those melodic parts and riffs are not that, say, mind-blowing, the atmosphere that the band is able to conjure is really thick and it's wonderful. Sometimes the band goes so deep into melancholic that I feel like almost getting goosebumps. Not everything here is like the top-notch 5 out of 5 kind of a material, but overall this album is really, really good. Also, this rather organic feeling with the production is really good because it leaves a lot of space between the instruments to kind of breathe in and out, inhale and exhale. And that means that bass, guitars, vocals, drums, they all have quite a bit of breathing space, which means that this album doesn't feel like too tight. It isn't overly, distorted or anything, but has a lot of room. And that, in my opinion, contributes to the music in very, very nice ways. The production overall is good, so it's not like crappy or anything. It's just a little bit different than most bands coming from Norway or any other country playing black metal. Also, what strikes me is that this is mostly mid-tempo material. There are faster parts, but exactly where this band shines are those mid-tempo parts, in my opinion, and they're doing really, really good stuff. There is also one track that is very different from others, which is called Skuld, the shortest track on the album. And that is kind of like a black industrial track. Very different, from the rest. And in my opinion, it really works. Maybe it works so nicely because it's just one exception to the rule. It totally like ruins the natural feeling, but it fits there right, like really, really well. So overall, I don't know. There is something magic about this album, and even though I was initially, originally with the first spin, I already liked the album. The more I listened to it, the more I started to like it. So definitely one of my album of the year contenders. Really, really nice band. You should not overlook just because these guys don't look your typical black metal guys. So very, very good album with a nice packaging by Nordviz. So check it out. It's already been out for a couple of weeks now, or at least more than a week. So give it a listen. It's, out there on Bandcamp and whatever. So click and listen. I hope you enjoy it. Looking forward to your comments. Take care.